from CBS 4 News, this is Facing South Florida with Jim DeFede.
Welcome back to this special one-hour edition of Facing South Florida. We have some helpful information at the bottom of your screen to make your voting a little easier. Now, President Trump has been barnstorming the battleground states, holding numerous rallies. Here he was in Pennsylvania on Saturday. The president has been outspent by the Democrat. Well, let's see. Wait, I apologize. The president has been outspent by Democrats, but he said he could have raised more money if he wanted to. He then noted that for all the money Democrats have raised, they haven't invested in their ground game, and mocked what was happening in Florida.
They're screaming in Florida, where's our ground game? Where's our ground? Well, it takes a long time. You know what? It took us a year and a half to build that ground game, so we'll see how it all works out.
Republicans believe they will win Florida because they out-hustled Democrats. I spoke a couple of days ago with the head of the Republican Party in Florida, State Senator Joe Gruters, about why they are so confident.
How do you see things in the state of Florida, and what gives you comfort and what worries you going forward?
Well, listen, we're extremely optimistic on our side because we have everything going for us. We're crushing the Democrats on the ground. We've hit over 4.5 million doors where the Democrats have hit zero. We've had over 20 million voter contacts. We've had over 5,000 individual meetings. We have 60,000 volunteers, and we're literally a well-oiled machine just plugging away with the pedal to the metal, and we're not going to stop until November 3rd. So we're crushing them on the ground. We crushed the Democrats on voter registration by almost a net of 200,000 votes. And obviously in a state where you have 21 million people and elections being decided in the last cycle, the top of the ticket by 11,000 and 33,000 votes, that 200,000 spread is a significant deal. And then I just think that our overall, the fact that the president is from Florida, the fact that so many people love him down here, I think that the fact that they're saying that we're going to potentially win the Hispanic vote outright in this cycle, there's a lot to be optimistic about. And when you look at the other side, as they take the lead from a guy who hid in the basement for 6 months, we're well positioned. And when you are in a race like this that's more turnout rather than persuasion, it's who's able to best get their troops out. And we've identified our voters based on the numbers that are coming in on a daily basis. We have the lead, and we don't think we'll relinquish the lead, and we think we'll have a big win on Tuesday night.
Well, I mean, when you say you have the lead, realistically, though, more Democrats have voted early between mail-in ballots and in-person ballots than Republicans. So theoretically, you don't have the lead right now. Is that not correct?
Yeah, well, basically, all the Democrats did was they cannibalized their early election day voters, got them to vote early. But in terms of propensity voters and the type of voters that are left, and the votes that are coming in, we're catching up by about 50,000 votes every day. And so according to our calculations and our modeling, we're in a very good position. Yes, technically the Dems may have an actual vote lead right now, but based on what we know is going on and based on the voters we have left, we're well on our way to achieve victory.
Well, the problem is, though, because we've never seen a year like this because of the pandemic, voting patterns are hard to sort of judge. So whereas typically Republicans crush it on Election Day, is it not a fair statement, though, that maybe you're cannibalizing your voters by getting them to vote early, and you won't have as many voters left on Election Day that you normally think you would?
No, we actually know that we have a lot more voters left out there based on our individual calculations. The fact that the data is so good, we track individuals on an individual basis now. And so, like I said, we're looking very good. I think we're confident in where we're at, and we're moving forward. And like I said, we fully expect to win on November 3rd. Not only are we going to win at the top of the ticket, but we're going to win a lot of down ballot races. And I think Florida will be the big surprise.
There's also the viewpoint that the Republicans are being irresponsible, that these large rallies that you're holding, that you just came from, one with the president, we're taping this on Thursday, that these are really acts of irresponsibility. You're endangering the lives of your supporters by putting them packed together, even if it is outdoors, without masks, in a time when coronavirus cases and hospitalizations are going up in the state of Florida? Is that really being responsible?
Consider it a peaceful protest. And listen, Donald Trump's voters are so enthusiastic and energetic about voting for the president. We'll have no problem getting the rest of our voters out because they would literally walk over hot coals and glass to make sure that they voted for the president. We are.
Wait a second. I want you to address the issue of the rallies that you've got. I mean, that's a nice line to sort of say they're peaceful protests, but they are putting people at risk, are they not? Do you not acknowledge that?
Listen, people are responsible. I think that if there are some people with a mask, and we say, listen, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's your choice. But no, that's why we have these events outside. They're large-scale events, but literally people want to have the ability to see the President of the United States up close. And I know Biden tries to, and he has 6 people show up, and the people are upset that Donald Trump has, 15,000, 20,000 people show up like he did today. But it shows you the overall support that we have for our candidate. And no, I don't think it's irresponsible at all. I think that it's people that are believers in the president. And listen, the president has unleashed American ingenuity with the medical advancements. Now the death rate's down 85% for those that are infected. Almost across the board, you have 99.9% chance. Think about the president. He survived. He's way overweight. Bobby Bowden here in Florida, 90 years old with diabetes, probably at the beginning of this pandemic would have definitely went down, and he survived. We're getting closer and closer to developing the vaccine to completely eradicate this disease, but we have therapeutics, and the president wants to make those available to everybody who gets the COVID-19 for free, and we're going to beat this virus together. You said it
yourself a couple of times. The supporters that he has love him. They will do anything, including risking their lives by going to a rally like this to show their support for him. Why hasn't the president made it more of a focus to tell his supporters? Same thing with the governor. A lot of those people love the governor. If the governor and the president really stressed the idea that said, please wear a mask. We're not going to mandate it. We're not going to pass a law, but I'm telling you, wear a mask. Wouldn't they do it?
And I think most people do wear masks when they're inside, when they're going to stores, when they're in close proximity to others. But when you're outside, like an event like today, there were mask wearers and there were non-mask wearers.
Shoulder to shoulder, but you're all packed together. Even though it's outdoor doesn't solve everything. Not when you're that close for an extended period of time.
You're exactly right. You got to hope that people take personal responsibility, and if they're sick or if they're vulnerable, they won't attend a place where they potentially could be at risk.
Looking from your position as the head of the Republican Party in the state, when you look across the way at what the Democrats have done, what surprised you most about the way they've approached 2020?
The fact that they've hid in their basement, they've scared their voters. I mean, I want to give Terry Rizzo a gift and say thank you for making my job and the Republican job so easy as we rout them on November 3rd. I really think we're going to have a historic win here in Florida. The fact that we've been running circles around them, and it's too late now. They tried to start up their operations a couple of weeks ago, but we've been on the ground since 2016. We've been building our team. We have over 200 staffers across the state. And literally, like I said before, we're a well-oiled machine with the pedal to the metal, and we're running circles around them as they try to chase down their voters without any ground game.
And let's again remember that the Trump campaign is being allowed to violate Miami-Dade's curfew tonight by holding a rally at Opa-locka's executive airport. The county also requires all attendees to wear a mask. And do we really think that's going to happen? Probably not. When we come back, what election night might look like here in Florida and across the country. Stay with us.